which Yellowstone alums are and aren't returning for CBS spin-off Why Marshals? CBS is expanding the Yellowstone universe with a spin-off centered around Case Dutton, but which alums are reprising their roles on the new show? Yellowstone, which premiered in 2018, introduced viewers to the fictional Dutton family, who own the largest ranch in Montana. After finding success on Paramount, creator Taylor Sheridan grew the Yellowstone world with prequels 1883 and later 1923. Another spin-off starring Matthew McConaughey was in the works, but it was seemingly replaced by a different show titled The Madison, which is the first spin-off in the Yellowstone franchise set in the present day. While some Yellowstone fans are still waiting for the previously teased 6666 spin-off, which was set to follow Jimmy Hertzstrom, Jefferson White, during his time at the Four Sixes Ranch in Texas, CBS has ordered Why Marshals. The upcoming show will follow Case Dutton, Luke Grimes, as he leaves the Yellowstone Ranch to join the U.S. Marshals. Yellowstone cast members' plans and projects after the series wraps: Kevin Costner, Kelly, Riley and more. Ariel Kebble, Ash Santos, Tatanka Means, Brett Cullen and Logan Marshall Green are joining Grimes on the new series. Keep scrolling to see which Yellowstone alums are set to reprise their roles in Why Marshals and which aren't. Unless Why Marshals finds a way to bring John Dutton back in flashback form, Costner isn't appearing on the show. According to the official synopsis, Why Marshals follows Grimes' case, who leaves ranching life behind to join an elite unit of U.S. Marshals, while combining his skills as a cowboy and Navy SEAL to bring range justice to Montana, where he and his teammates must balance family, duty, and the high psychological cost that comes with serving as the last line of defense in the region's war on violence. Riley will remain in the Yellowstone world, but as the lead of her own spin-off, which is still in the works. In addition to Riley's character Beth, Hauser is coming back as Rip in the same upcoming series. Tyra Banks wants Taylor Swift to play Whitney Houston's role in the Bodyguard remake. So hot. When it comes to who should follow in Whitney Houston's footsteps in the upcoming remake of The Bodyguard, Tyra Banks has one pop star in mind. I think Taylor Swift, because business and commerce, art, and she would freaking sell like crazy. Today with Jenna and Friends. The supermodel even has another actor in mind to play opposite Swift, 35, as the film's love interest. I'm a black girl. It was Whitney Houston as a black girl and Kevin Costner as a white man, she said to Today's Jenna Bush Hager. What if we flipped it and it was Taylor Swift and Idris Elba? Bush Hager, 43, approved of Banks' casting suggestions, stating, "That is good." Banks, for her part, noted that Swift and Elba, 52, playing opposite each other on the big screen would be so hot. Kevin Costner marks 70th birthday by remembering late Bodyguard co-star Whitney Houston. Swift and Elba previously shared the screen in the 2019 film Cats. The Grammy winner portrayed Bombalurina in the movie musical, one of the film's not-so-nice felines working alongside Elba's McCavity. Swift also shares a connection with the Bodyguard remake director Sam Wrench, as he notably directed Swift's October 2023 Eras Tour movie. Wrench is known for directing several musical projects, including concert films for stars such as Brandi Carlile, BTS, Lizzo, and Billie Eilish, as well as Sabrina Carpenter's A Nonsense Christmas Netflix special and the 2024 Disney Parks Magical Christmas Day Parade. No casting for the project has been announced. Juror number 2 writer Jonathan A. Abrams will pen the movie's script, per Deadline. Released in 1992, The Bodyguard follows former Secret Service agent Frank Farmer, Costner, as he is hired as the new bodyguard of superstar Rachel Marin, Houston. As Frank works to protect Rachel from a dangerous stalker, the two form a romantic connection. The Bodyguard marked one of Houston's most notable movie roles before her death at age 48 in 2012. The film's soundtrack also featured many of her iconic songs, such as I Will Always Love You, I Have Nothing, I'm Every Woman, Run to You, and more. Plans for a remake of The Bodyguard have reportedly been in the works since 2011. Tony-winning playwright Matthew Lopez was previously attached to write the film's script in 2021, telling Variety at the time that his version of the film would focus on a young Latina performer who has just become famous, as opposed to Houston's established celebrity character from the original. It's about how her life has changed because she is an overnight sensation, he shared in September 2021. In the 21st century, that means she's in immediate need of protection. It was important to me to use this opportunity to get Latin faces up on that screen and to get their stories told in a big way. It is unknown if Lopez has completely parted ways with the project. In June 2023, he told Variety that he turned in my script for the project, adding, "I don't know where they are in the process. I know the producers have a passion for the film, and I hope it gets made." Show comments. 0. This new Yellowstone series could replace the original as fans' favorite, and it's not the one you think. Yellowstone defied all the odds to become one of the biggest and most successful television franchises of all time. Developed by Taylor Sheridan, the 2018 series ran for 5 seasons, telling the story of the Dutton family as they fight to protect their ancestral ranch from enemies on all sides. Unfortunately, the show's run was cut shorter than expected due to the sudden departure of Kevin Costner, who played John Dutton III in the first 4.5 seasons. The ending may have felt rushed for some fans, but Yellowstone still managed to deliver a satisfying finale in the end. Anyone who didn't feel fulfilled with the ending of the flagship series need not worry. A legion of Yellowstone spin-offs is on the way. From prequels taking place in the mid-20th century to spin-offs following fan-favorite characters from the original series, the Yellowstone universe is expanding rapidly. However, without a central series, the jury is still out as to which of these upcoming spin-offs will settle in as fans' new favorite story. While there are plenty of great contenders, the best candidate for Yellowstone's best new show may surprise fans. The Madison could be Yellowstone's new flagship series. The Madison is expanding the Yellowstone universe in ways that have never been explored before, and it could pay off for the franchise in a big way. The upcoming series stars Michelle Pfeiffer as Stacy Clyburn, the wealthy matriarch of the powerful McIntosh family, whose world is turned upside down when her husband is tragically killed. Looking to start anew, Stacy moves with her family to rural Montana, where they embark on a fresh set of adventures and face off against diabolical opponents. Set to premiere sometime in 2026, The Madison has every opportunity to be the Yellowstone franchise's next biggest series. It follows in the footsteps of successful spin-offs like 1883 and 1923 by casting a legendary legacy actor in the lead role and filling the rest of the cast with promising up-and-comers. Moreover, Taylor Sheridan will directly preside over The Madison as showrunner and head writer, as he did for every entry in the Yellowstone franchise so far. With a proven formula and Sheridan's creative hand, The Madison stands a good chance of quickly winning over Yellowstone fans. However, what will really work in favor of The Madison is the key way in which it breaks the Yellowstone franchise's norm. Thus far, every entry of Taylor Sheridan's television universe has centered around the problematic Dutton family, whether following their adventures in centuries past or depicting their struggle to maintain their ancestral ranch in the modern day. Yellowstone has always been about the Duttons. The Madison marks the first installment of the franchise to move beyond the horizons of a single family and tell an entirely new story set in the same world. While this could just as easily work against the spin-off, Yellowstone fans are ready to see a brand new story in the neo-Western franchise. This much is plain to see from the success of Taylor Sheridan's other non-Yellowstone series, like Landman and Mayor of Kingstown. Clearly, the selling point of Sheridan's shows is not the Dutton family, but rather Sheridan himself. If the prolific storyteller manages to craft a compelling narrative with lovable characters in The Madison, the spin-off will flourish above and beyond every other Yellowstone spin-off, unburdened by the weight of everything that came before it. What to expect from The Madison? So far, the world still knows very little about The Madison. While the general premise of the show has been revealed to the public, the actual storyline therein remains a mystery. An even bigger mystery is how exactly it will connect to the larger Yellowstone universe. As it stands, The Madison is set to introduce an entirely new set of characters, with no recognizable faces from other Yellowstone series. However, given that the upcoming spin-off will take place in rural Montana, it is not outside the realm of possibility that certain Yellowstone characters will show up at some point. Characters like Rip Wheeler, Beth Dutton, Case Dutton, and even Thomas Rainwater are all still alive and active in different parts of Montana after the events of Yellowstone's series finale, and could therefore pop up for a cameo in the first season of The Madison. The series could even document some of the fallout that came from Yellowstone's explosive final season, which saw the assassination of Montana's governor, the upheaval of a powerful dynasty, and the return of the Dutton family ranch to the Broken Rock Reservation. As the Clyburns move into the area, they, like the audience, may need to play catch-up on the drama and intrigue that has dominated this area of rural Montana for the last several years. The Madison also features a dynamic new cast, filled with established stars and up-and-coming actors, all of whom have the potential to become new fan favorites. In addition to the Academy Award-nominated lead, The Madison will also feature Lost's Matthew Fox and Patrick J. Adams, the star of Suits. The legendary film star Kurt Russell has also been cast in an undisclosed role. Russell may be playing Stacy's late husband in flashback sequences, or could break his norm to play a villain in the show's first season. Also joining The Madison is a host of recognizable young stars like Amaya Miller, Bo Garrett, Ben Schnetzer, Kevin Zegers, and Rebecca Spence. With a cast as broad and talented as this, The Madison is already off to a strong start. What other Yellowstone spin-offs are on the way? The Madison is just one of several upcoming Yellowstone spin-off series that will continue the history of Taylor Sheridan's hit show following its conclusion. Also set to premiere in 2026 is Dutton Ranch, a series following the exploits of Rip Wheeler and Beth Dutton after the events of Yellowstone's series finale. Therein, Rip and Beth will establish a new ranch after the original Dutton property was returned to the Broken Rock Reservation. The series is expected to include some storylines that would have appeared in Yellowstone's canceled sixth season. There are also plans for Sheridan to develop a spin-off centered around the Four Sixes Ranch in Fort Worth, Texas, which appears several times throughout Yellowstone. Titled 6666, this series is still in early development and may have a long road ahead of it before it finally premieres. Sheridan also plans to continue his trek through history in a follow-up to the hit prequel series 1923. 1944 will bridge the gap between 1923 and Yellowstone, following the last generation of Duttons before the birth of Kevin Costner's character. This presumably will end Yellowstone's long string of prequels. Before any of these shows premiere, fans can look forward to one Yellowstone spin-off in the near future. Why? Marshals follows Case Dutton, as he takes up a position with the U.S. Marshals. The series will take a procedural format, a first for the Yellowstone franchise, as it primarily depicts Case's work as a federal agent. Like the Madison and Dutton Ranch, Why? Marshals will premiere sometime in 2026 as the first in this new set of Yellowstone sequels. Gil Birmingham, Missouri Brings Plenty, and Brecken Merrill are all confirmed to reprise their roles from the original series. Even after the original series ended, Yellowstone is still going strong, with a legion of new spin-offs for fans to look forward to. The Madison is the most promising of them all. By keeping everything that works about the other series but reinventing the central premise, The Madison could be the true successor to Yellowstone. Hishner gethem the weir which sits as we fnicker singer seen bed najlo. Snail nicker and made the mitzer schmach, he forgot them in a snippy sir mulcam. Hej, see the name he snap of a skill fnacher, either hurry, snarfing of air, snare, schniga, morphing a theoret, and as is not with Nisser Bat. What? Yes, so is this if full of my snong alarps. Sir, very fair red owl. Says we there's nimble if surf. See, it's gets nicht the was nail, surgeon, then it's all lying of rocks or mirrors, so Smash fit in, Sir Less, I marsh both me now, muddy fire, snare and the button is low, there was this net, gelt smash, nurse outside, zimmer fnarsh, fell less dinger, but not so like your fair wing at snivy, scash nark, but the snip, you know, noisy, faster lad nail and there's no, her voice the say, sis they now from the in it, girl, zero, burnt sock, and the ship Mary sticking his ear, being him, and here slumps in the master for the fitch, I'll with snare, for I'll let it know word bash. What? I got to now hate me like Murph's nave, but as I hate nurse, not a chin if fever vet in his hour hole. Surf of the fast cops or chaz it in the law feeling fed nid show. Her wolf, cigar or flows deck snow. Her smash nick a sizzle. And ebs and what's so like not girls or sock early bach behind a week's hour per set on. Him your snot de hair beats up. Fine it must smack gives a. Her wolf, news, ill and the resolution. Now it's nit surf it. What milk cuts near in this hour. Why nerf it? I bammer sock gets very so full, but I receive nerf nickness neither. This year most will be perfect. Yeah, roots there that why but such this math must the right see was in a shack, but Skynix need either that was not as my caught it. Sorry, Nestor, then on your own to be. Cash out from shaps or socks away. Fears grow for Kevin Costner, 70, as he dives into new romance. A big red flag. Last weekend, we reported that the Hollywood star, Kevin Costner, had found love again with Kelly Noonan Gores, the ex-wife of the billionaire Alec Gores. This came 1 year after he analyzed his bitter divorce from Christine Baumgartner. She has since become engaged to Kevin's former friend, Josh Connor. Now, friends of Kevin's are speaking out to admit that they have some fears about his new romance. Indeed, they fear that Kevin might be diving into this relationship too fast as he continues to come to terms with his ex-wife's engagement to his former friend. Is Kevin diving in too soon? Kevin, 70, and Kelly, 46, were spotted together near Aspen, Colorado, over the Labor Day weekend. While their relationship has only just made the news, an insider close to Kevin says that they've been dating each other for a while. According to this source, Kevin has fallen fast for Kelly. In fact, he's already allegedly setting himself up for something long-term with her. This has led to Kevin's friends to develop fears over just how fast this relationship is moving. Given everything that Kevin has been, though, Kevin's definitely having fun, the insider told Yahoo News. But the worry is that he's diving into soon instead of letting things develop naturally. He's a very passionate, all-or-nothing guy, and that can be a bit much for some women. As for his ex-wife Christine's plans to marry Kevin's former friend Josh, the insider said that it's a big red flag. Kevin's saying he deserves to be happy after all the crap he went through these past couple of years, the source added. But the last thing he needs is a broken heart. Some have claimed that Kelly and Christine, 51, look similar physically. Kevin, however, isn't having any of it. He can't see the resemblance at all, the insider concluded. Barring the fact that they're both blonde, Kevin wants to keep new romance hush-hush. This comes after other sources allege that Kevin was determined to keep this romance hush-hush. Kevin is dating and happy again after a very dark time in his life, an insider told Daily Mail. Last week, he has been seeing Kelly. They were together in Aspen in late July. He has tried to keep it very hush-hush because he doesn't want this to go off the rails. Kelly is exactly his type and they have a lot in common. The outdoors, sports, she likes to surf, long walks with dogs, this source continued. Also, she has young kids, and he loves kids, so he thinks that's cute. He says she is just chill, which is what he needs right now. Another insider claimed that Kevin was trying to be cautious about this new relationship after being burned by Christine. Even so, he's still open to finding true love. Kevin is using kids' gloves upon getting into any new relationship because he has been burned, but he also believes in true love, and if Kelly were someone to bring that to him, that would be great, the insider added. The marriage histories of Kevin and Kelly. Kevin was married to Christine from 2004 until February of 2024. They are the parents of 3 children, Caden, 18, and Hayes, 16, and daughter, Grace, 15. Since their split, Christine has become engaged to Kevin's former friend and neighbor Josh, 50. HTTPS. As for Kelly, she married Alec in October of 2016. She later announced in December of 2024 that they were divorcing. They share a 6-year-old daughter named Riley. We can certainly understand why Kevin's loyal friends are concerned for his heart as he enters this new romance. For Kevin's own sake, however, we can only hope that his new relationship with Kelly ends up going well for him. It will certainly be interesting to see where Kevin's romance with Kelly goes from here. We wish them both the best of luck. Yellowstone spin-offs? This new casting choice will change your mind. Taylor Sheridan, S. beloved. Yellowstone Saga has grown from a hit neo-western to a sprawling franchise in its own right. It's already had 2 prequels, 1883 and 1923, with a whole slew of other franchise extensions in the works, including the next one, The Madison. The pace of these announcements has been so relentless that even the most ardent Yellowstone fan might find themselves growing a little weary. However, a new casting announcement has injected some excitement into the growing franchise. The legendary Kurt Russell has signed on to join the cast of The Madison in an as-yet unspecified role. Russell is certainly no stranger to the rough-and-tumble world of westerns, so his involvement in Sheridan's growing television universe feels both exciting and completely natural. What is The Madison? The Yellowstone spin-off could be great. Not much is known about the Madison at this early stage, but it has been announced that the series will follow the McIntosh family, a brood originally from New York City who currently live in the Madison River Valley in central Montana. Deadline describes it as a heartfelt exploration of grief and the human connection, which suggests it may have a quieter, gentler focus than the often brutal frontier living depicted in Yellowstone and its prequels. The series was originally developed under the title 2024, tying it more directly to the annual format of 1883 and 1923. However, this title was changed at some point. This also adds to the sense that the Madison will be something different in the Sheridan verse, distancing itself somewhat from the previous Yellowstone spin-offs through the title change alone. Russell joins another exciting member of the cast, Michelle Pfeiffer, who is executive producing the series and starring as Stacy Clyburn. Not much has been shared about who Russell will be playing in the series, but Variety claimed that a source indicated he'd be playing the husband of Pfeiffer's character. If that turns out to be true, their pairing alone may make the series worth watching. Kurt Russell's Western bona fides. Russell is a very versatile actor who feels right at home in any number of genres. From his early breakout as tough-as-nails action anti-hero Snake Plissken in John Carpenter's Escape from New York to his role as Peter Quill's godlike Father Ego in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But there's something about Westerns that seems to fit Russell like a particularly flattering glove. Perhaps it's his skill at growing impressive facial hair, which he showcased in 1993's Tombstone, 2015's The Hateful Eight, and Bone Tomahawk. Or maybe it's his general mix of gravitas and warmth that makes him such a strong choice for lawmen. In all three of those films, he played a man of the law, trying to impose order on a lawless frontier, battling outlaws like Tombstone's cowboy gang, or cannibals like Bone Tomahawk's feral clan. That it's not yet known what kind of Western figure Russell will play in the Madison, which, unlike his other forays in the genre, is set in the present day. Given the series' scant description so far, labeling it a Western at all might be a bit presumptuous, but the entire Yellowstone saga has situated itself in the genre, so it's likely not too much of a stretch. Russell's always been as much of a character actor as a movie star, working with unique auteurs like Carpenter, Quentin Tarantino, and S. Craig Zahler. His inherent charisma makes even his anti-hero roles likable, and he has shown a willingness to subvert his own persona, as seen in his bumbling wannabe action hero character, Jack Burton, in Big Trouble in Little China. One of his collaborations with Carpenter. He's an actor who consistently delivers great performances regardless of the size of the role or the genre, and there's plenty of reason to be excited about the idea of him bringing his undeniable screen presence to Taylor Sheridan's world.